which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moment of prayer. Thank you.
Alderman Brickner. Alderman Wadawa.
Here.
Alderman Fire.
Here.
Alderman Damon.
Here.
Mayor Tutai.
Here.
Alderwoman Calderon and Alderwoman Fliss asked to be excused, and the meeting has been properly posted and noticed.
Telephonic meeting participation request, none. Public hearing, none. Presentation, none. Citizen comments,
None.
I will second what she just said, none. Consent agenda, is there any alderperson that would like anything removed?
I'll make a motion.
Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as listed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Recommendation of action from committees, commissions, and boards. Action to be taken from the licensing committee meeting held August 2nd, 2022.
Mayor, we're looking for approval for a beverage operator's license for Gill Avatar.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Next, we're looking for a temporary Class B license for St. Francis Days at 4230 South Kirkwood Avenue from September 2nd through September 4th, 2022.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Next up, we have a renewal beverage operator's license for Jason Anzak.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
That's all from licensing, Mayor.
Thank you. Action to be taken from the Finance Committee meeting held August 2nd, 2022.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation of the Finance Committee to waive the delinquent personal property interest and penalties for Redwall LLC.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
And that is all from
Thank you.
Finance, sir.
Action to be taken from the Community Development Block Grant Advisory Board.
Mayor, I make a motion to concur with the recommendation from the Community Block Grant Advisory Board to apply for the code compliance position in the amount of $40,000 for 2023.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Mayor, that's it from the Community Development Block Grant Advisory Board.
Thank you, Sean. Action to be taken from the Planning Commission packet from 7/27/2022.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to concur with the recommendation from the Planning Commission to approve the reduction in parking from 18 to 15 spaces for 4267 South Packard Avenue, contingent upon the site plan presented at the July 27, 2022 meeting and the construction of development being implemented.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
And that is all from the Planning Commission, sir.
Thank you, Steve. Resolution and ordinances, none. Discussion items with possible action. Bias Stone Wall Renovations, 3400 East Howard Avenue. Mark or?
I'll start off here, and Melinda maybe can fill in any details. But in a nutshell, what's happened with our Bias Stone renovation project here is that we've found that it takes 6 to 8 weeks to get samples of the stone to install in the wall. We were going to get one that said St. Francis Fire Department and have it installed in the wall. We thought we could get it done quicker than 6 to 8 weeks, but Wenta had indicated that it takes 6 to 8 weeks. Knowing that what we're bumping up against is winter. So we've got some samples of some stones from Wenta. I think they're all granite, and the granite ones are either polished or they're satin, what I would call satin. And you can either get them in white lettering or dark lettering. So we really would like to have the council make a decision tonight so that we could order the stone and get it installed before winter. Wenta is offered or provided a quote of $14,000 for the size of the blocks to just replace the stones themselves in the wall. We're not going to replace we're not going to replace the capstone. We're not going to replace the concrete blocks. Just the stones that are currently etched would be removed and they would be replaced with granite. It takes 6 to 8 weeks to get that granite, so the hope is that would be in by the first week of October, possibly the second week of October. It takes 1 to 2 weeks to have a mason install that. In parallel with ordering the stone, we'll get quotes from some masons to do that installation, so that the goal is that we get the stone, the granite in, and we could immediately get it installed, so we don't have winter time construction of masonry. So what we're looking for tonight is for the council to provide approval of ordering the stone. It's $14,000 from Wenton. We did get a couple quotes from 2 other monument companies. One is a limestone product. The other is another granite product. The other products from the other companies are even longer. It's up to 12 weeks in order to get some of this product, so that there would be no opportunity to get it installed yet this fall if we ordered it from those companies. So the staff recommendation is to approve the quote of Wenta for $14,000 for the purchase of the granite. And the council, I guess, can decide whether you want polished granite or whether you want satin granite. I think that there's samples up there that we can take a look at, and if we can get your opinion on which one that you'd like, then that's what we'd order. But get it ordered so that we can get it installed yet this fall.
And I looked at the samples myself this evening. I know that this is, the major thing was Debbie's got this kick-started, but I don't want to wait to postpone it. If we're going to postpone it, then we'll be pushing it back into another year, which is going to make it more expensive because it's not going to get any cheaper. I think that we should just be making the decision tonight, and then I'm sure that Debbie would be happy with the decisions that we make to get it moving forward.
And,
I have a,
go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just a couple questions. Did I understand correctly that we're replacing the ones that are ashy?
Yeah, only the ones that are inscribed with current names on it.
Oh, okay, all of
So
them,
we'll be
but,
just
okay.
taking out each block, and we'll replace it with a granite inscribed block with the same name on it.
And are we expected to kind of try to match the stuff, the stones that aren't etched, or how will that look?
The ones that aren't etched, there won't be anything done to them. The stone that's actually in the wall is the same stone that was used on the outside of the Civic Center. So there won't be any change. That'll stay the same. The samples are really, and currently the etched stones are only like 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick. So they're actually faced in there now. They're not a 8-inch block. So it's just a matter of removing those, chiseling them out, and replacing each one of those inscribed bricks.
So, if I may, I grew up around this with my father working in a monument company. Spent many, many days as a kid helping him clean these stones in the cemeteries when they were setting them. And Chief, maybe your experience as well. I would highly recommend the polished granite for 2 reasons. One is going to be maintenance is going to be a lot easier. The second thing is you're going to see what you spent the money on. It's not going to look like a piece of stone. It's going to look like polished granite, and it's going to have a really rich appearance to it.
And are we gonna stick with one color for the etching, or are we gonna allow people to pick and choose, or?
No, we only have a couple, we only had a couple options for colors because Wenta isn't able to source.
Right, so you said it was either white or black, correct?
Well, for lettering.
Right.
for lettering. So if it's polished, you'd want the white lettering then? So you'd have a polished stone with white lettering, I think is the example up there. If you had the satin stone, it had the black lettering.
It would depend on the stone, though. If it's the red granite, the black probably shows better. If it's the grayish
I don't
color,
think,
the white shows
Melinda, we don't
better.
have an example of the polished with the black lettering, do we?
Wenta did not provide an example of the polished with black lettering. So we could give them back those and see if they could, I'm sure they could put black lettering in it. The only nice thing about not having paint in there is that we never have to repaint it. And the contrast with the polished and then the etching being the natural color is, I think you have enough contrast there to see it, and then we don't ever have to try to paint it and have the issue we have today.
And Nick, I think the granite will last longer than this building.
Out of respect for you, yes.
What's the warranty on the printing and that? How long will that last?
On the what?
Like the Civic Center
The lettering.
painting on there, how long will that last?
That's a different sample, isn't it? Isn't that the limestone?
Yeah, you can't see the stones from where you're at.
Flat ones are what we're
The flat,
The flat
the
ones are
granite.
white.
The only thing, Rick, that would take that out would be a chisel.
Okay. so
Nature's
it's
not gonna
We're
do
not gonna
that.
have the same problem then.
Correct, correct.
The center is what's in today.
Right.
what the stone is today,
Right.
Thank you.
with the original painting.
I'd make a motion to accept the bid with Wentz for the
Wenta.
polished granite with the.
White lettering?
With the white etching or lettering.
Second?
Any further discussion?
Did you pick which color granite? There's a gray and there's a red.
Should we like leave that up to staff? Because without being in front of the building and kind of figuring out what looks best.
What's gonna look best with?
I think the red probably is more complementary to the building, but
Agree.
than the gray.
Well, I will add red granite to my motion.
I will second that.
Alderman Waterman had
I'll
said, sorry.
update.
Any
or amend
I'll
the-
third that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
And Melinda, thank you for getting all those samples for us. Thank you very much. Appointments to committees, commissions, and boards. Appointment to the St. Francis Library Board, Charles Bushell.
I'll make a
to
motion
approve.
to approve Charles Bichelle.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Correspondence with possible action or referral? None. Unfinished business? None. Other business? None. Department heads?
None. Was worth a shot.
Melinda,
None.
please go.
None, no. Just generally, DPW Highway Department has been working on what we work on over the summer. All our sewer jetting, catch basin cleanings, paint striping, grass cutting, all those things. This week specifically, we are working on setting up for National Night Out, and I'm sure Chief Hunter will talk much more about that. And then the triathlon on August 6th, which is this coming Saturday. It is again coming through our city, cutting our city in half till about probably 2 o'clock before it all clears up and everything. So and it'll start setting up 5:30, between 5:30 and 6. So it will be shut down by 6 o'clock. Not for real. So it's another, while it's an inconvenience, it's also a great thing to have in our city. And the plans for South Kinney Cave from Howard to Lunham were submitted to the state on August 1st as required, so that project is moving along. And then our KK Catch Basin Storm Sewer Structure Project will be starting right after Labor Day. And with that, I pass.
Was that the Saturday or Sunday for the
Saturday.
triathlon?
It's Saturday.
August 6th.
Okay, thank you.
Chief?
Kind of the same stuff. We're ready for the triathlon. We split the two areas. Once they get off the parkway with the city of Cudahy, it's kind of morphed this year because of the construction on Lake Drive. So it actually goes through part of our city towards Pennsylvania until it comes back through again. So it actually goes through two parts of our city and two parts of Cudahy. So we have standby for that. Continue training with our new people, including a lot of company inspections. I don't want to take any thunder away from the police department, but we're ready for National Night Out. We'll be doing the same pizza and corn, so we'll be all hands on deck. And with that, I pass.
Thank you. Chief Hunter?
Just to clarify, the triathlon will not be going down Pennsylvania.
I'm sorry, Lake Parkway to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
It'll be in our city on the Lake Parkway.
Perfect. I just got confused for a second there. Sorry.
That's my job.
So, first off, I'm going to start off with the break-ins that we had this morning. And we posted on our Facebook page. And if you have any constituents call you, just please remind everybody. It should be, I know we have this false feeling that everything's safe and nothing happens, but people take advantage of people that do not lock their vehicles or lock their property. And we had 4 individuals in a stolen vehicle drive into our city early mornings, hours of this morning, and enter multiple vehicles off of Pennsylvania, between Pennsylvania and Nicholson. All the vehicles were unlocked. They stole a vehicle after they left the vehicle that was stolen out of Milwaukee, and entered numerous garages that were also unlocked. So no vehicles were unlocked, locked, or no garages were locked, all were unlocked. So please remind everybody to lock your vehicles, keep any property out of sight, and lock your garage doors, because that just makes it easy for people to open up the doors. And they pass vehicles that are locked. They don't even attempt to go in. So that's been put out, and we're working on facial recognition on the individuals that we have on camera to try to get those in custody that were responsible. Nothing major lost except for obviously that vehicle. As far as the National Night Out tomorrow, I just appreciate the work of not only the city itself, all the staff members. DPW is working very hard to get everything set up. I know the fire department will be there with their apparatus. It's just a team effort. It's not only about the police department, it's about the city, and it makes the city shine. The laser show will be 9:30 to 10 o'clock. The rain should be done by 5 o'clock, so we're looking good for the weather tomorrow night. So we're hoping for a great turnout. So if nothing else, at least come for the laser show. If you haven't seen it, it's something phenomenal that we've been promised, and it looks like it's going to be a great show. The triathlon on Saturday, like Melinda and Chief Poplar indicated, is going to cut the city in half. Myself and Melinda will be at the command post on the top of the 794 bridge again this year. If you guys have any complaints, you guys can call my cell phone. I will be there from 5:30 until the end of it. We're hoping that it should be done by 12:30. So that's our hope, that they're done by 12:30 and that we can open everything back up. But all the access on Lake Drive, the condos, they will have a lane that they can exit their condos and they can leave their condos, but they just cannot return to their condos until after the event. So that's all set up. And that's all I have. I hope everything's safe, and we're going to have a good time tomorrow night.
Thank you, Chief. What's your name again?
We are in the
And-
process of in-person voting. The election is next week, Tuesday. We're back to our normal voting locations, so Districts 1 and 3 will be at the community center. District 2 will be in here. You should have all received an envelope in your mailboxes regarding participating in the St. Francis Days Parade. Please email Jeannie Frymuth directly. She has her email in there as far as your participation and attendance. And Mark and I met last week with the auditor, and it is complete, and she'll be here to present at our next council meeting. And with that, I pass.
Thank you. Mark?
Thank you, Mayor. I'll fill in for Paul here a little bit. Hidden Ponds is still stuck at Ellers. They're doing a financial review or analysis of their proposal, and so that's the reason why it has not come back to the common council yet. There's been a lot of zoning questions lately. We've seemed to have a lot of activity where properties are selling and people are leasing properties, so I've had a lot of zoning questions lately. Other than that, I don't have anything else.
Thank you. Matt?
Thanks. I have nothing tonight.
Thank you. Steve?
I'll pass.
Thank you. Don?
I will follow the trend.
Can I get a motion? Oh, I'm sorry, Sean?
Thank you, Melinda, to you and your team. It's a lot of prep for not only tomorrow night, but also for this weekend's run. There's another event Saturday morning, actually. There's a car show as well on Packard Avenue, so that's going to bring even more traffic to you. So hopefully everybody's patient, and hopefully you don't have the excitement you had last year. Nice to see you three gentlemen again, and on that, I'll pass.
Thank you. I would like to piggyback on saying for the DPW, Fire Department, and of course the Police Department for National Night Out, you guys always hit a home run. Not only the citizens of St. Francis, but you draw from everywhere, Cudahy, Bayview. You guys set the bar, and that's awesome. And with that, can I get a motion?
Motion to adjourn?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.